Welcome to Patrick Roberts, our new timeline.
Interesting. Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Oh boy, it has been, I am coming to you live from my cell phone. We're not live from computer tonight. So this will be I'm not sure how this one's going to turn out because it's been such a long time since I've done it on my phone view. As far as bringing guests in and stuff, this ought to be interesting. Like I said, it's been a while. And for me to be playing videos or something, I don't see that happening because now I don't have my phone to play them on because I'm using it. Chappelle, welcome. And Cammie is probably here somewhere. Yeah, there she is. How are you girls tonight? So, what's your guys' wildest dream? What could you guys dream up? How do we take over the world? I know. Let's invent a virus that's not really real. So, what's everybody up to? It's been a while. Boy, it has been hard to get on here to do live. It seems like something's always popping up to keep me from doing live streams. Brenda, wow, you guys are still up. Brenda is in the house. So how's Brenda doing? Welcome. So, I don't know. How are things looking for everybody else? I am trying to get us on a positive timeline to where everybody's back to work, everybody's going to the beaches, everybody's going to the bars, celebrating. We're going to get snow, so it's time to get the snowmobiles out, ride the trails. You ride the snowmobile trails, you run into a couple bars, and you have a few drinks. Not too many, though, because you're driving a snowmobile. You might hit a tree. But, yeah, so Cammie says, I am okay. Not as sore as yesterday, so that's good. So you're still fighting through that injury of yours, huh, Cammie? So what else is there to do? Travel to, there's a town called Wisconsin Dells here, and it's basically a whole town that's built like a theme park, and that would be nice to be able to go to that and go to all the different things like Ripley's Believe It or Not that they have there and stuff like that to get back to normal. People think that, I don't know how many of you guys heard that general the other day. This general gets on there and he says, we are ready. As soon as that vaccine is ready, we will have United States inoculated within 24 hours. Wow, that's a heavy chore. So the fear factor is strong on that. I watched 30 minutes today of the propaganda coming out of that TV. And I'll tell you, they had me scared. I mean, that's all they talk about is the rising numbers and rising cases that are popping up in each county. They show each county. It's like, oh my God. People watch this every night. Hey, Tony, what's up? So I just don't. Hey, Chris. Um, Chappelle says, I just went to a theme park on Wednesday. Oh, that's awesome. Did you have fun? Where'd you go? Like, no expectations. Cammy says, I luckily worked around it, but I feel for anyone needing anything, all grocery stores must make people wear them or not enter. Yeah, that is getting, that's getting worse, but it's not law. I'm having a cocktail party next weekend, more than a dozen people coming. That's awesome. That's awesome. Nothing much, Tony. Just trying to get on to do a live here, talk a little bit about what's going on. Try to get us on a positive timeline now. Let's get on a positive timeline. Um, I've been wanting to make streams, but something is always before I would make a live stream, something would come up, and so I had to fight through it tonight because tonight was basically my own. I was like, I don't really feel like doing a live now, but sometimes you gotta fight through it. Because, once you get on here and start talking to you guys, then everything starts to, be cool and it's awesome because I get to talk to you guys. But beforehand, it was just like, it just seems like work. And really, it's not. You're just sitting here talking. I'm mandated no mask at the party. There you go. That's pretty much locked down in Canada, but we're still going to celebrate. Canada's pretty much locked down, huh? Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri. Okay. Using some pretty dames. Yeah, I think some of the states here are starting to lock down. I want to kick Rothschild in. Just jump in the canonies. Use a good fella. Yeah, yeah. My son will take cash, no problem. He's almost 26, so. Did you get a car? Yeah, I do have a car. Basically renting it, but I still looking to buy one though. So anyone have a guess on the date the war starts? Oh, hmm. Hold on a second, guys. I have a clipboard. So, I guess I'm trying to put if anybody wants to come on. Um, I'm trying to relearn how to do this on my phone now, but I think we got it. I think that we got it. Check out my Trudeau post on Facebook and Twitter. All right, Brenda, I will do that right now. I can't because I only have my phone. I'm not around my computer right now, or I should say my little notebook. Uh, Patrick, are you from Jersey like me? Josie? No, nope, nope, nope. I live in Wisconsin. I don't like to put dates to things. Um, PA is shut down 4 to 6 weeks. Huh. So what are they doing in PA for a shutdown? I don't like to put date on things. China says the United States and Europe needs to take orders and obey. Huh. Oh, wow. Really? Really? Chappelle, Florida governor rocks. He's not mandating anything, so booking my trip. Awesome. Tony, yo, I would come on, but big fat Tony in what you call their witness protection. Okay. Hey, Long Reach One. Okay, Rick. Oh, hey, Rick. Let's add Rick to stream.
I
Hey,
surprised you there, Pat, huh?
you snuck up on me.
Yeah. Boo.
You weren't in chat at all.
Well, yeah, I was listening to something and I clicked on my notifications. I seen that you were live. I popped you on. I seen the stream. I seen the link there, so I clicked on it right away instead of,
Awesome. Long
yeah,
long time no see.
yeah, it's been a long time, Pat.
Long time no talk.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how's everything going?
Um, my mom passed on the 18th.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's all right. Today, yeah, well, yesterday was her birthday.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
2 days before she would have been 77 on the 20th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she passed. We got her back one day before she passed. She was home about 24 hours when she passed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
she's, she was in a lot of pain before all this happened. And what is like shockingly, like what I'm really blessed. I like, and I think she was really blessed. She wasn't in no pain, but um, the thing was like before she did all this, before this all happened, she was in a lot of pain with her back because she has a bad back. She could barely when she walked like hunched over.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and she had like her sciatica was really bad, so she was in a lot of pain that way. And at least she isn't in that pain no more. The cancer seemed as though it wasn't painful for her. I mean, they gave us morphine to give to her, and
Hmm.
she barely wanted it. I think we gave it to her once, and that was just to give it to her. Because we knew that she didn't have it for a while, and a nurse was there, and so it was just kind of like a dry run thing. But yeah, she didn't seem like she was in no pain. She was sleeping the whole time. Like before she went. So she went to sleep, and we were there with her when she went, so that was good too.
Yeah, so you finally got into the hospital or
No, we brought her home, man. We brought her home.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
once they had said hospice, Pat, I said, no, you ain't put my mom on hospice. She's coming home. 'Cause
right.
You know,
But they can do hospice at home, right? That's what they
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's what they normally do. Hospice is at home. Yeah,
Right, right.
but it's just where they bring you home and they make you comfortable, and they don't treat nothing. And this went like way too far, way too quick, and I'm like really upset. Like when we got her back here, when we got her back, she wasn't. They're telling us she wasn't eating.
Mm,
Like we weren't told this when she was in the rehabilitation center.
right.
Like there's a,
I'm hearing a lot of that going around though. A lot.
dude, there is no fucking communication whatsoever from the rehab to like the relative of the patient. There was at this first place, kind of a little bit, but at this second place, no, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fucking upsetting.
Well, what I'm hearing a lot of is a lot of the elderly are passing away a lot faster than what they usually do. Like it's
Well, they put them in solitary confinement if they're not at home.
yeah,
It's fucked.
yeah,
It really and of course it'll get blamed on fucking COVID.
yeah. That's crazy. I still personally don't know anybody that has died from COVID.
Well, supposedly my mom had it 3 weeks before she died. 3 weeks ago she tested positive for it, but they gave her that shit that they gave Trump, and
Yeah,
it cured her, and that's when she went back to the rehab. And then they sent her from the rehab back to the hospital again, and then back to the rehab again.
didn't she test
Hospice.
negative somewhere in there? They test her a few more times and she tested.
Yeah, they tested her. Yeah, when they sent her back, like I said, she tested positive for COVID. They sent her to the hospital. They treated her for COVID. She left the hospital, went back to the rehab, right? And about she was there for like 4 days, and they sent her back to the hospital. And when she went back to the hospital, she had like pneumonia or something. She didn't have. They tested her for COVID again, but they said that she's going to test positive because she had it. Once you get it, you have it.
Right.
And Pat, think about it. They're not even testing for the virus, Pat. The test that they got is fraudulent. It doesn't even test for this fucking
Right.
virus. So,
Right. Yeah, I know.
the whole thing's fucked up. But
They haven't
whatever.
isolated the
What
virus.
what what I'm dealing with is like I said, it's so when at that time she stayed at the hospital a couple more days, like 2 days, and then they sent her right back to the rehab. And then when she got back to the rehab, it was not even 2, 3 days after she got back to the rehab. It was we're putting your mother on hospice.
Wow.
And then it was no, I'm getting her out, and it took a bit to get her out, and this and that, and we got her out, and she spent a day at the house that her father built. So that is good. I think she went the way that she went. It was just there was no really communication between her and the family when she went.
Right.
Because when she got home, she wasn't really communicating with us. She was like out of it.
Uh,
Yeah, and me and my wife spent a night with her. And then the next morning, I was hoping she would wake up and she would be like a different person. And she never really woke up. She just kept on, sleeping.
wow.
And then, 4:30, around 4:15, I would say 4 o'clock. I went in to check on her, and she wasn't breathing.
Yeah. Everybody is passing their condolences.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. God bless you all in the chat. Thank
I've
you.
seen where I don't know if it was Chappelle or Brenda. One of them wrote, maybe Cammy wrote, and I agree that at least she's not in pain anymore.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I know that she's in a better place. You know, she's with her parents, and if she's not with her parents, she's with all the animals that she had all through her life because she's owned about 20 dogs. Yeah,
Uh,
that I know for because I grew up with dogs all through my life. So
yeah. So, getting off the subject here, what are you thinking about this damn election?
I think Trump. I think they're going to give it to Trump. I really do. I really.
Yeah,
I
I
thought that from the beginning. As soon as they announced Biden, like, and I was like, "Yo, they're fucked. They're. This isn't it. No, that ain't right." You know.
I'm sitting here watching Trump and his attorneys coming up with so much evidence, and I talked to somebody today who is in the like in good standings with the community, and they look at her a little bit higher up here in the community. And I was talking to her today, and I was talking to her about the politics, and she said, I've absolutely not seen any evidence that Biden cheated, and I'm just like, what are you watching?
Right. Right.
But they're not reporting it on the regular news that she watches. You got to kind of get away from the mainstream news and start, look into it for yourself. But yeah,
No, I
she
can't
is like,
believe he said that. Well, yeah, there's so much that they're not reporting. Oh man, it's fucking pathetic.
yeah,
They're definitely, well, you think about it. Why would they want to push good anyway? You know what I mean?
hmm
They don't like good, so why would they push it?
right. Welcome, Esther. Yeah, I'm trying to go back and read a couple
So,
of.
Pat, if you don't mind me asking, what was your emergency, dude, when you got off that day, and what prompted you to take the week off, man, without informing your co-host?
I had a friend, a friend of mine. Her vehicle broke down and she was stuck. So
Oh, okay. So you had to go give him a ride.
yeah.
Oh, all right, all right. Yeah. When did you get an automobile?
Oh, I don't own one. I'm just renting it from a friend.
Okay. All right, all right.
So yeah, I'm still looking for one.
Right. Well, at least you're able to rent one, man.
Yeah,
You're back in the saddle again, right?
yeah. And it's a really awesome friend. It's like I ain't paying, like, if you go and rent a vehicle from one of these damn car dealers, you're talking like, I don't know, $300 a day or $200 a day, something like that. It's like crazy.
Right, right. Oh, so you're renting it off of a buddy then?
Yeah, from a
Wow,
friend.
that's sweet. That's sweet.
But
Yeah, yeah, that's sweet. Yeah,
yeah,
so I think Trump's gonna get it, and all these libtards are gonna go fucking batshit crazy, man. It's they because that's what they want. They need chaos, and they know we'll give these people an illusion that they won, and how they lost 4 years ago.
right.
All the screaming and yelling they did then, you know, it's gonna be like times five now.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
you can you imagine,
it's gonna be crazy, man.
can you imagine when they flip it around and they
Yeah,
say,
that's what I mean, Pat. Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, I'm agreeing with you. It's
Right, right, yeah.
It's gonna be fucking chaos, but we're gonna switch ourselves into a positive timeline.
Yeah, we just got to stay out of it, man.
Yeah, yeah. Sit back, and just
Watch
glide.
it happen.
Yep,
No, and,
glide.
and pray for all the people that get hurt. You know, pray that the people don't get hurt, but pray for the people that get hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
And then,
So,
yeah, it's gonna be crazy, man.
how are you and the wife doing?
Better,
Awesome.
better. Yeah, better. She's sleeping now. Yeah.
So I seen somebody in chat put down they're locking down PA.
Yeah, well, they started restrictions. I think tonight at midnight. I think they like restaurants and bars and shit like that. A lot of them are closing now that they just reopened. And supposedly he wants you to wear a mask in your house. Yeah, in your house.
In your house.
In your home.
Come
Yeah. The
on.
governor wants you to wear a mask in your home. Governor Tom Wolf wants you to wear a mask in your home.
This
Yo,
is
I don't.
ridiculous.
He can lick my ass. At the clinic that I go to, all right, I haven't worn a mask there this whole time. They've had signs up. All right.
Right.
I sit the other. I go once a week. All right. So the one time well, this is the first time I ever seen somebody like go in and turn around, come out and grab a mask and go back in. I rarely ever see that there. I do see it, but I rarely see it. But when I pulled up there the other day, I seen it like 2 times, like real quick. And I'm like, what are you fucking kidding me? I go to walk in and yeah, the guard's sitting there with no fucking mask on. He's got it under his chin. And he's like, "Yeah, you got a mask?" I don't wear them, man. I don't put them on. And I go to walk past him, and I see everybody. Normally, there's not a line. There's a line there, and I'm like, okay. And everyone's got a mask on too. I'm like, yeah,
Uh,
okay, you're kidding me, right? And I chuckle, And he's like, yeah, it's mandatory now. They're making you wear them. And I'm
uh,
yo, I've been coming here, I don't know, I don't know what's going on, but I'll tell her the same thing I'm telling you. All right. And he was like, yeah, whatever. He just threw his hands up in the air, and I see the girl behind the counter. She doesn't have a mask on. So
uh,
I'm laughing even more now. I'm like, yeah, okay. All right. Uh-huh.
right.
And,
Right.
no problem. I just, I gave my information, got to move on. And, that was that. But,
So
um,
did he push?
my counselor that I talk to once a week, all right,
Yeah.
I told her she's cool. Like I get along. I asked for her. As a matter of fact, she's an old black woman, Miss Carol. She's a Dallas fan too, which I didn't know at the time. But I told her, I said, yeah, I just want to tell you right now, I will never put on a mask to enter this building. I'm letting you know right now to let your administrators know
Yeah.
I will not put a mask on. And she was just like, I don't know who I would go to, but I'll let whoever know. And I was like, yeah, do that.
Did you see that military general or whatever he was?
Stay 24 hours.
Yeah, tried
Yeah,
to attack
yeah.
all of America within 24 hours.
24 hours. But what he meant is he's going to ship it out to all of America in 24 hours.
Oh,
That's what he meant. He didn't mean all of America was going to receive the shot in 24 hours. He meant all of America is going to receive their vaccines
Oh, okay.
within 24 hours. All right.
Yeah. I even watched him say it. I took it as
Yeah.
the other
But
way.
see, what I don't like I don't like some of the words he used. Execute. The
Yeah.
fuck is he using? What is an army general using the word execute for? In a fucking um in a what medical drill. And why is he using execute?
Well, why is Trump calling back all of our military from everywhere?
Right, because this is gonna it's gonna go down, man.
Yeah.
And they may try and roll it out like that to where they do vaccine everybody within like a 72-hour period, like a weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I still don't think you're gonna be able to.
I don't think you're going to be able to do it neither. And they have to warn you before they do it. They say that it wouldn't be a surprise because they have to make sure the public knows what's going on to cooperate with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll cooperate. Who are they going to get when they knock on my door? Are they going to get that white guy there, or are they going to get the orange man above them?
Yeah. I think they're taking on a little too much. I don't think everybody's gonna go along with this.
No, they already over in I think it's Dutchland or something. They refused it. There was an uprise. There was an uprise. All the public uprise for like the whole weekend, and they stopped doing it.
What they rolled it out in another.
Yeah, they
In,
were gonna
yeah.
do mandatory vaccines somewhere, Pat.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'll find the video, dude. I'll find the video that I seen. And yeah, it was denied because of everybody like protesting. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They said, "Hell no, we won't go."
Yeah, I wish I was on my notepad so I could. There's a few videos I wanted to show, but I can't get to them because I'm on my phone.
Well, you want me to share them? I'll share them,
I
dude.
can't. I can't even get to them to share you because that means I would have to go all the way out.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. Then you want me to share a couple? Well, I got.
If you got a couple of videos, go ahead.
Um,
Let's see. Let's see what the chat's talking about. I don't see anything but Brenda sharing. Did you open up a little small buffet there, Brenda? She's offering apples and croissants, pretzels, popcorn, cake, coffee. Let's see.
yeah,
Mamma Mia.
I haven't. I was just mumbling. I'm sorry, Pat. I was just mumbling.
Oh, okay. Esther, you're welcome. So yeah, I have to say, this is my theory. Trump's going to get the election. It'll turn around into Trump's favor. They'll try to get chaos up, and I'm sure they'll get some chaos going. But they seem to try. They try so hard to get everybody up in arms and fighting against each other. They try so hard at it.
Right, right. Yes, they do.
I have to give it to people. You know, they're doing a very good job of restraining themselves. You know.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it is shocking that, people aren't going fucking crazy. Hey, here's what I heard. This is the video that I heard about debunking all the other people saying that people were going to get the vax within 24 hours.
Uh-huh.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
aka TruthFlix, I wanted to alleviate some misinformation that's going around. Can they mandate a vaccine? Can they make it mandatory? Well, yes, they can. But is it going to be mandatory in the next 24 hours? No. First of all, that's impossible, and that's not what they were talking about. And the sad thing is, a lot of us truthers and Christian truthers ran with this story without looking into it too much. I'm sure it came from one person, and nobody else did their own research into finding out what they were talking about. And now we're kind of got a crap show, and now we all look dumb on our hand. We got a crap show going on because people ran with some false information before looking into it. So there's this video on Twitter and on YouTube of a general speaking about receiving a vaccine within 24 hours. But is he really saying you must receive a vaccine in 24 hours, or is he talking about the states receiving them in 24 hours? Because I can show you that's exactly what he was talking about, because this is recent. And first of all, he's talking about the Emergency Use Authorization Act, which is this. And that's so they can make this vaccine that everybody else is claiming that it's going to be mandatory in 24 hours. This is so that they can approve it, so that it can be given to all states in 24 hours, as we see in these articles. Look, COVID-19 vaccine distribution begin within 24 hours of and then Emergency Use Authorization Act. And it says all throughout these articles that's exactly what they're talking about. So, with the approval of a Emergency Use Authorization Act, they will have this vaccine shipped out and in every state in 24 hours. That's what the general was saying. So it sucks that this happened, but we're going to go ahead and it's no shame on you if you ran with this story or promoted it. You just need to do a little bit more research next time so that these agenda pushers don't get to point the finger and be like, see, look at those conspiracy theorists. Because now we actually look bad right now. For everybody that shared the story, it makes us look bad. So, anyways, this has been TruthFlix, just trying to help out, and I'll go ahead and show that video of the general speaking that caused all this alarm within the truther community.
What we're doing to make sure that that we are ready at this level after working these details for the last 6 months, as I've told the team, two things we must have. One, upon emergency use authorization, all of America must receive vaccine within 24 hours, as I said. I think this is incredibly important. Fair and equitable distribution of the vaccine throughout the country simultaneously. There is no haves and have-nots. It is an equitable distribution.
Right there. There will be no has and has not. So
Right, and then
I
he
take
said,
it.
and then he says execute too. Right
Yeah.
after
So I take it as a threat that you're going to try to inoculate me within 24 hours.
Yeah, and he says execute there. And and if you notice when he starts it off, he says this is something we've been planning for 6 months.
Yeah.
This is something that they've been working. Well, ever since I guess he announced Warp Speed, they started working on it, right? So
Right.
they've been working on this for 6 months, and of course, like how they asked them, oh, or will you be able to track them as they're being, dispersed and all that? Of course he will, because they are fucking tracking units. That's what they are. Yeah, they're going to be able to track them. That's what they are. Tracking units. He probably dispersed it then out the other day, and they probably arrived already at where they're at. They're there now, and now they're waiting on the word for the FDA, and then it'll be inoculate, or all right, let's go. As soon as the FDA gives the approval, man, a day later they're gonna be fucking giving the jab out, the old jabber in the arm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think something tells me that it's just fear porn, that they're just throwing fear porn at us, because I don't think that they have the right to just force you to take it.
They don't. They don't, and they won't. But they'll inspire you to take
Right,
it.
right.
They're not going to force it on anyone.
Right.
You know?
Inspire you, that's a good word.
Yeah,
That's
inspire you. I improved my vocabulary over the vacation that you gave me, Pat. Jerk off.
You sound a little bit straighter too, huh? Yeah, are you out of your weed or something?
No, I'm packing a bowl right now.
Oh, that's funny.
No, I'm packing a bowl right now. That's all I do anymore. Smoke pot.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought we were supposed to be projecting a positive timeline. A positive timeline has no vaccine for me. Yes, positive timeline. That's where we're going to be. We're going to wake up in the next week. All of us we're jumped into a positive timeline.
Yeah, that would be so beautiful, man. To wake up and
People will be back. Nobody's wearing a mask. Nobody's talking about fighting for elections and da 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 da. Da. It's been a long year. It's
get
gone.
the fuck. What do you mean? It's been a long year.
It's gone by fast though.
Yeah, this year has gone by like nothing before in my lifetime, anyway.
Yeah, but I mean,
I figured it would have been slow, especially with my son not being here for more than half of it.
yeah, I mean, we've had so much happen this year. That's what I mean by a long year. It's been a long year, but it's also gone by fast.
Yeah, this year fucking flew by,
Yeah. What is 2021 looking like? It's looking good. As soon as we get on that positive timeline in about a week, we'll be
man.
2021 will come in good.
2021, huh?
I'm surprised I'm actually alive right now.
You ain't the only one, Pat. Yeah, and and I'll tell you this again. I'm gonna throw him up again. If it wasn't for my son, I probably wouldn't be alive. And that's the God's honest truth there. Because 20 years ago, shit.
Oh, I wish I could show this one film I had to show you guys. Do you know who Laszlo is?
Laszlo
Yeah.
sounds familiar.
He makes videos. He hasn't done one for a while. Like he's been lacking on the videos lately, but he used to do them all the time about the Mandela effect.
Okay.
But he was talking about something going on that we've all taken our eyes off of, and that's the economy's crashing and
Well, the Great Reset.
how they're going to do it. Um, it was very interesting what he was talking about, and I really wish I could show it. Hopefully, I'll be able to show it tomorrow night.
Well, here, give me his channel. How do you spell his channel's name, dude? Hold on, let me pull YouTube up on my phone.
Hey, David.
I search. How do you spell his name?
I think it's Lazlow. I think. Does anybody, Brenda? Do you watch Laszlo?
there is a Laszlo up there like that. Do you know his thumbnail? Is
Uh,
it I am Laszlo?
yeah, yeah,
It's a black and white thumbnail, like.
yeah. He's from Canada.
He's only got 45 videos, 22,000 subscribers.
Yeah, probably.
I
So
am Laszlo. Hold on, I clicked onto it. Um, the Digital Pandemic Worldwide Center for Flag Media.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That it? That was 2 days ago.
Yep, that's it.
You want me to share this video?
Yeah, yeah. Can you
Hold
screen
on,
share?
now I'm gonna have to pull it up on my computer now. Hold on, let me play it.
It's the government. Everything's the government. Anonymous, that's the government. The government wanted to change their own policies, so they hired their own people.
All right, that way I can go on my computer now. I should be able to anyway. Go in history.
Oops.
Number 14. No, this isn't it. What the fuck? Alright, hold
Brenda says I am stocking up on lots of gin. That's on my list.
on. I am Laszlo. Right? Was it that again?
LAZLOW.
L Z W. There's the video. Click on the video. Point it.
Everything's the government.
Stop. Back. Go to StreamYard.
And don't forget to press the oh, there he goes. We lost him. Okay, so I'll have to copy the link. Oh, okay, there we go.
I'm sorry, Pat. Yeah, I know. The click the audio, share audio. I know.
Yeah, yeah.
I know. I'm no rookie, even though I am. Even though I am, I'm still no rookie. I'm no rookie. I'm no rookie.
So, has
Here we
anybody?
go.
Okay, you ready?
Okay. So anybody, what do you wanna? You wanna ask us something?
No. Let's just screen share it.
All right. Yeah.
Chris, you come down to the Bronx. I know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy. You knows what I'm saying. Come on, Tony. Do you really talk?
All right. Do you see it? Do you guys see it?
It's the government. Everything.
No, we don't.
No.
No.
What am I doing wrong then? Screen?
You have to screen share it to me somehow.
Share.
And then I'm the one that'll bring it up.
Look audio. No, I've done this before and I played it, dude. Share. I played it before. Alright, here. Share. Is it on now?
No.
What the fuck? I don't understand this.
Hey, Noblesse. Kabbalah or some sort of. He's talking about magic stuff and his angel. No, that's not what he's talking about, Noblesse. I don't think he's talking about that. Just if you want, Rick, you can just play it by the sound.
I shared it before, Pat. I would like to figure it out again.
Doesn't anyone talk like that? Doesn't everyone talk like that? I'm working here. Oh, what am I, Chinese here? Uh, I can just call family in Philadelphia and get me an Italian hoagie nummy.
You see it now?
No.
What is going on here? Why won't it let me do this?
Is the government. Anonymous, that's the government. The government wanted to change their own policies, so they hired their own people. They made a so-called
Oops. I start the video
state-sponsored cyber sleeper cells. They're out there everywhere today. It could be for communications purposes. It could be for data exfiltration. It could be to, shepherd in the next Stuxnet. I mean, you've been
Pat, you know what it is?
That was just a
Pat, you know what we're doing wrong? You
What?
have to screen share to me. Screen share to me, Pat.
How the hell am I screwed?
Yeah, that's what it is. You're not screen sharing to me.
No, what it is you send it over to me and then I put it up on the screen. I can't. What am I supposed to screen share to you?
No, you're supposed to whatever. Just click on your screen share down there.
I don't have a screen share.
You don't have a screen share? Because that's how it was done last time. You shared the screen to me, and then I shared the screen with everybody. I don't know how you would want me to share, like, how do you want me to send it to you?
Okay, let me try this. Try it again one more time.
Try it again one more time. To screen share it?
Yeah.
The way I normally do it?
Yeah.
Because
I just changed the layout and I want to see if that works.
All right, you got it on?
Yeah.
It's on? It's up?
No, it's not up.
Well, I just screen shared it. Like I don't I go on I'm on our StreamYard, right? I go down, I click on screen share, right? It says share your screen. StreamYard wants you to share your content.
Yeah.
With your screen, choose what you want to do, and it's like Chrome tab, apply window, enter your enter screen, and that's the little box. I click on the share audio. I click on how I want to do it, which is Chrome tab, and then I go to the video itself that I wanted to share, and I click on it, and then the share.
I hear what no.
And I click on share,
Uh,
but it's not sharing what it wants me to share.
Yeah, Noblest said I'm supposed to click on a tab, but here's the thing: is usually when somebody wants to share something, it'll pop in, just like a guest will pop in, and then I'll click on it and share. Then at that point,
I don't know how to do it like that. I've never done it like that before, Pat. I've always done it like even if I share on Discord, like when I share football with my son on Discord, that's exactly how I do it. Just how I showed you, just how I told you.
Well, maybe it's not working because I'm on my phone. So
right, that could be it too. Yeah.
So,
there you go, wise guy. That's it.
Just like when I hate when people claim to make a Philly cheesesteak.
Well, what goes on a Philly cheesesteak? Let me ask you all that. What's your idea of a Philly cheesesteak? Because like the nation's idea of a Philly cheesesteak isn't really a Philly cheesesteak. So the nation's got it completely twisted on what a Philly cheesesteak is.
I don't know. I think it's like beef with Parmesan or Parmesan cheese and onions, green peppers. I don't know what else. I think that's it, right?
Oh no. Well, we don't put green peppers on our steaks. I mean, yeah, sure you can get them, but we don't. That's not an original cheesesteak.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had original.
Original cheesesteak is just, beef sirloin, and there's a choice of fried onions and whatever cheese you would like on it. It doesn't matter. The cheese doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Cheese, but originally it was, I've always ate it with with American cheese. I eat it now with Swiss cheese. But like an original, a lot of people eat it with cheese whiz. A lot of people like the cheese whiz on it. I'm not really big on that. I like, American cheese or Swiss cheese. Every now and then I'll eat a pizza steak, which is a steak with cheese, sauce, and mozzarella.
Yeah.
Or cheesesteak hoagie, which is a cheesesteak with mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, and onion on it, which are banging too. I love cheese. I like them homemade. I like doing that homemade.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of the coldness and the hot, that all will mingle together if you get it delivered. You know what I mean? It's not the cold and hot something that you need to eat fresh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't wrap a cold and hot sandwich up and fucking eat it 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later. It's no.
Yeah. I was just thinking of something. I still have not been able to get that 25-hour stream that we did.
Really? You mean my 25-hour stream?
Oh, you did. You guys did what, an hour, maybe 2 hours?
An hour? Pat, you were sleeping for like 7.
Oh, no way.
Oh, yeah, way, Pat.
Bullshit.
Yeah, okay. All right. You were, Pat.
No,
Dude.
no.
Yeah, if
I
it
got
ever,
an hour
if it
and a
ever
half.
pops up, watch it, dude. You're missing for about 6 hours, dude.
Oh, now it's 6.
That's what I said
5,
to begin with.
4,
5 hours.
3,
7,
3 at the most.
8,
A 25-hour live stream.
9.
3 hours at the most. That was funny, but I don't know where the fuck it is. I don't know if that was too long of a stream that they didn't want to release it or something or what. I don't know.
They're in YouTube world. It's
Yeah.
lost in YouTube world.
Yeah, it's gone.
So you haven't been on? Have you been watching any videos at all, Pat, or no?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I'm watching videos. Like I said, I watched that one video from Laszlo, and Noblest said it's some type of magic, but I don't know. I know that. I mean, I've been around Laszlo for quite a while too, and yeah, he may practice magic and stuff, but I don't know what that has to do with the what he was talking about in the what I wanted you to play.
well, I don't think you should trust anybody that plays with magic.
Oh
My
no,
opinion,
no, I'm not saying that at all. Noblest says, yes, Laszlo does that sort of stuff. I've known him from the start. Go back and watch his old videos. Yeah, no, I wasn't talking about magic or anything. I was talking about how he has there's another twist to what's going on, what people think is going on, I should say. Not saying that it's true or anything like that, just saying that there's another twist to this that I have not heard about. I mean, I've heard about the economy going down, yeah, but the way he.
What, the economy? Well,
I've heard of that, but the way,
right, I was say,
the way it's going to go down is what he's talking about.
there's a lot of ways it can go down, but
Yeah, it's just
definitely going down.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's just a theory I thought was very interesting. That's all. No, nothing big about it. Feels like it's Saturday. It is Saturday.
Well, it's Saturday morning.
And Market Fresh.
My son turns 19 in 2 days.
Yeah.
Ew, 19.
And you say he lives in Chicago, or he goes to college, or what?
He lives in he lives in Illinois, not Chicago.
Oh, okay. Well, it was good to get back on here and catch up with y'all. What else is going on? You name it.
I mean, how else can you? What else needs to be going on besides the Great Reset, fake fucking epidemic? Where's Mad Pieman? Mad Pieman in the chat?
Yeah, I haven't seen him. I haven't even. I haven't. I've been watching some videos. Like I did watch some of Tommy's video today.
Yeah, Tommy had a good show today.
But I didn't catch it all, so I want to watch the rest of it tonight.
Tommy had a good show today. Yeah.
Was it a pretty long one? I didn't even catch how long it was.
I don't know. I'm not too sure, Pat.
I said this very early on with the virus. Oh, okay, no. There is definitely a corporate takeover of the middle class by kill small businesses. They used to cause a market crash by manipulating the money supply, but now they just make you close your doors. Yep. Yeah, and people just do it. They don't even ask questions. They just fucking do it. That's the thing is people. I don't know. Well, I seen some videos of some people. Some restaurants in California, they kept their doors open, and I think it was Brian Stapley that showed them restaurants that were keeping their doors open. But most of them just shut down without any questions. Oh, I need to shut down? Is that what you say?
People just do things like you said because they're told.
Yeah, I mean, the government says you should do it for some certain reason. Okay, yeah, why? I would always be why? Hold on, I gotta check something out. And I might lose you for a second, but I'll be back in. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're still alive. Coming to you from. Oh wow, I can do that. Okay, check it out.
What did you switch computers to your tablet?
No, I don't have my tablet here. I'm at a friend's house.
Oh, you're live at a new location, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, what do you think you're doing, Pat? Trying to fool us, man.
Kleenex or Kleenex? I'm not a very good speller, and I hate the spelling ones. So the spelling ones I can never relate to. But if I was just to look at it, I would say the first one.
Yeah, well, Tommy showed a video today. It was top 20 Mandela effects of 2020. And there was a real weird spelling one on there. Like, I'm not a big speller neither, but Ready Whip. How do you remember Ready Whip being spelled?
I think it was I'm not sure how ready was spelled. Reddie and then WHIP.
You got the Ready right, but the Whip is WIP. I don't remember Ready being spelled REDDIED or something like that. No, no. I don't remember Ready being spelled like that.
How was it spelled?
So READY, Ready Whip. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember Ready and Whip was always WHIP. I remember the Whip. But I wasn't sure how Ready was spelled, but like I said,
Ready spelled the same way Ready's fucking spelled, man. Not red red dye. Red dye. No, no. It was always Ready Whip. Ready. It wasn't spelled any different way than how Ready was spelled.
well, then I don't know how I pulled up REDDI.
Neither do I, Pat. That's why you blew my doors off when you said it.
So how is it spelled? How is it spelled on the Ready
The
Whip?
video just tell you REDDIE. That's Ready, and then the Whip was WIP.
Wow, that's how it's done now, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm half. Oh, I'm like half half right and half wrong. So that makes it I don't know jack shit. Yeah, the spelling ones
I know nothing. Like Sergeant Schultz, I know nothing.
oh, I know it was Stouffer's. Stouffer's stovetop stuffing.
No, it was always Kraft for me.
No way, was it Kraft for you?
Yeah, I'm fucking with you.
Oh, I was gonna say no way.
No, it was always Stouffer's stovetop, dude. There was no fucking Kraft.
Yeah.
Kraft macaroni and cheese, that's about it. That's about it.
I find that so funny that they make stuffing.
I mean, Stouffer's is, known for a lot of shit, but stuffing was their number one thing that they were known for.
Yeah, Chappelle says Jif peanut butter, Jiffy popcorn, Skippy peanut butter. It was always Jiffy peanut butter for me. And I know you're trying to say, oh, we're confusing ourselves. No, we're not
Confusing nobody.
I remember seeing Jiffy peanut butter. That's so funny though how that stuff happens. People see it.
Oh, you know what? I looked in. I have my children's Bible, right? And in creation, it has heavens.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
choosy moms choose Jiffy peanut butter.
Choosing moms choose Jeff.
And it was always Oscar Mayer wieners, not Oscar Mayer. Why would they say Oscar Mayer?
My Oscar Mayer has a name. No, not tonight.
Fruit Loops.
So, what do you think, D-Day is going to be?
What do I think D-Day is going to be?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting video today. I think it was today. And it was about December 14th. And how December 14th, that's the date that the electoral college locks in their vote and everything. That's like the day we're going to know when who is who.
Yeah.
And there was something pretty big that happened besides the electoral vote. Something else happens on December 14th. It's like really, really big. Let me see if I can't find that video. Every video that I tried to look for, I couldn't find. So
Yeah. So what day are they saying?
December 14th. That's the day that they lock in the electoral vote. That we find out, who's going to be our president. Now, there was something else that happened.
There's another law that Trump can go by where he doesn't have to give up his spot for president. That's another video I need to show you guys. There's some sort of law in the law books that show if they can't come to a conclusion or something that Trump can still stay president.
Okay, they could be talking about.
Hey, let's listen to Brian from High Impact, all right?
Okay.
This is a pretty long video. I haven't listened to all this one, but it's from, when is this from? This is from 14 hours ago. It has begun. It's like 26 minutes long. You want to play the whole thing?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
All
I'll tell you to stop if
right, all right.
We're in the midst of a global reset. They're about to completely take down our currency and replace it with the one world economic digital dollar. And, people got to have their toilet paper. The Gil Bates final solution vaccine is on the horizon where it's going to completely alter our DNA. We're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms. And we're injecting them into little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein. But hey, at least people have toilet paper, right? Go team. People ask how an old codger like me stays in shape. The fact is,
I'll fast forward.
Healthy is what you cram or don't. And I use keep diet lifestyle. Supplies last. There's apparently some good news coming out of Denmark today.
Here it is.
Looks like it's good news anyway. Forced VAXX law in Denmark abandoned after public protests. Maybe I'll play some of this, but this lady is ecstatic. Oh, it's only a minute. Maybe I will play it. The epidemic law is what they were calling it. Let me expand this for you a little bit. The epidemic law. Every law is going to take away your freedoms and take away your wealth. It's crazy what people say. The epidemic law would have handed the Danish government the power to enact mandatory quarantine measures, that's house arrest measures, against anyone infected or who they said was infected with a dangerous disease. But it was the part about BAXX that caused the biggest uproar. Let's check this out.
All right, quick update, guys. They've thrown the epidemic law in the bin. Yes! Denmark did it.
I think she said they threw the epidemic law in the bin. But like if it was in America, we would say they threw it in the trash. In the round, it hit the round file.
I don't know if you can see here, but that's the way it looks. This is so amazing, guys. Share the good news, please. Share, share, share. Denmark has thrown the epidemic law down the drain. Yes. I'm so happy I can't even speak. I'm crying. This is such a relief. And for you who are tuning in, who doesn't know anything of what has been happening, Denmark has had an epidemic law that was completely insane. They were trying to impose on its people, and we have been fighting here for over a week with pots and pans demonstration outside, where everyone is sitting in the Danish parliament, and finally we gotten through to them. Today was the day where it was supposed to be decided if this law went through or not. I'm sorry, I'm holding my phone here and I'm shaking because I'm just so happy. This is such a relief. If that law had been going through, Denmark would have been a dictatorship, and it would have been so awful. There would have been forced vaccinations, forced medications, all bad things you can ever imagine. And if you're interested in finding out more, go and look at my other lives, and you can see.
You know what I hate about this kind of thing? And I mean, I really appreciate what people are doing as they resist and stuff like that, but they always find another way. And what they should do is say, look, here's how we want to organize society. And there's nothing you can say about it because it's according to peace. If you get enough people signing on to this, and you have this critical mass of people who want nothing more than liberty and want to completely come out against tyranny, then say, look, here's how we want to organize society. There's always going to be an opt-out clause for everybody. We don't even have to make it a law. Everybody's going to understand that if you don't want a vaccine, if you don't want something coming into your body, if you don't want an agent of the state forcing you to do something against your will and without your consent, then you can opt out. See, that's what we need to do. We need a broad brush opt-out rule. That's what gives the law its teeth, is they broad brush it and they make everybody subject to it. So just get it out in one. That way, you don't ever have to have a demonstration again. A demonstration always comes into being. It's always cyclical. It's like, oh God, let's take to the streets again. All right, how many times did you take to the streets? I took to the streets 10 times this year because they're always trying to take away our rights. They're always trying to tap into some more of our money. They're always trying to ruin us financially and economically, terrorize us. Take to the streets once and say, here's the deal. We want an opt-out clause in everything that comes down the pipe. And then just solidify that, boom, signed, sealed, delivered, everybody agrees to it. Why wouldn't you? If you don't want it to happen to you. See, here's the deal, is most sheep won't sign on to it because they feel like, as in the case of this convids thing, the cerveza bug thing, that it is perfectly reasonable and moral and right to force you to get a VAXX or to force you to wear masks or to force you into quarantine because it's going to keep the rest of us safe. That's why I do what I do, and that's why a lot of other YouTube channels and DLive channels and everybody who's out there in the alternative media space do what they do, because we're constantly trying to fight the psychological operation with truth-filled psychological operations of our own. You got to push back false information with true information and get people truly brainwashed. See, it's not a bad thing to be brainwashed. You know, your brain is not washed if you're listening to CNN. It's becoming filthier and filthier with each segment that you watch. When you tune into mainstream media, they're taking away the cleansing power of truth.
Truth is the only thing that can wash your brain. You want it to be washed with truth. So while I applaud and I appreciate what these people are doing, and I definitely appreciate the sentiment, it's just a constant cycle of win-lose. And the oligarchs know that too. It's like they'll give you a little crumb of bread, and then they'll take a whole slice. A little crumb of bread, take a whole slice. 50 years later, it's like, hold on a second. Why do I have to take my belt off again when I go through TSA? Why am I taking my laptop out of my bag? Why am I going through that X-ray machine? It's like, how did this happen? There's no I don't have an opt-out clause. So that's what we want. Yeah, it's fake winning. Exactly, Rika. It's fake winning. Wet noodle brain, says Mini 30 Cal.
Just wanted to share the good news with you guys, and I wanted to thank you for all your support, and you have been so amazing sharing everything, and the fight is not over, I can tell you that. Not here, not.
And it never will be unless you have that opt-out clause that everybody can tap into. Oh, you wanted to increase my property taxes? I opt out. Oh, that's right. There is that opt-out clause, and we can't change it. See, but that's the problem with codifying something too. How many laws do we have over and above the Second Amendment? The Second Amendment seems pretty simple to me. That shall not be infringed. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, but we have 20-something thousand federal laws that have to do with gun control and gun bans. Shall not be infringed means shall not be infringed. Do you want an automatic rifle? Shall not be infringed. Do you want all the bullets your house can handle? Shall not be infringed. Do you want that bump stock band, that AK-47, the AR-15? Do you want a Huey? Do you want a tank? Do you want a Panzer? You know, what kind? What do you want? Do you want an RPG? Shall not be infringed. Would it be dangerous for some neighbors to have an RPG? Yeah, but that's dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. If you can afford it, who has the right to bar your access to it? Brian, you mean you want your neighbor to have nuclear weapons? Guys, be real. Do you know what it takes to make a nuclear weapon? Do you know how expensive? Do you know how costly the process is? I would way rather have that than some band of lunatic psychopaths who have the authority and the blessing of society to be able to steal, plunder, and kill everybody. Think about that. It's the statism or the belief in government is the idea, the brilliant idea, that we give a handful of psychopaths the right to steal from, kidnap, and kill us so that they in turn can protect us from people who kidnap, steal from, and kill us. It makes no sense. It's literally lunacy. That's why George Carlin said, it's the American dream, because you got to be asleep to believe it. Here we go. Man, I got to talk quick. I got to get going. We have Kamala Harris putting out her fist to fist bump Lindsey Graham. You know what Lindsey Graham has said about Kamala Harris. You know what Kamala Harris has said about Lindsey Graham. They appear, this right here lends credence to what I always say is this is WWE World Wrestling Entertainment, where it gets you to think that Lindsey Graham is against Harris and vice versa, and they're just avowed enemies. But man, once they get beyond the curtain, look, they probably didn't think for a second that they were being recorded right here. I don't know why they wouldn't. There's cameras all over the place in the house. But she's fist bumping Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham fist bumps her back and then pats her on the shoulder. You would never do that with an avowed enemy. I don't care about decorum. This lady right here wants to take away your freedoms. This lady right here wants to take away more of your wealth. This lady right here wants to close down your businesses and make you wear a mask on American soil. She wants to make this even more the land of the free, home of the slave than it already is. Watch this. Bump, pat on the back, pat on the back. We're going to watch it again a couple times. Bump, pat on the back, pat on the back. Oh, I love you. I love you, Camel Toe. I love you, Lindsay. Oh, you're so great. Thank you. You don't do that with people who are destroying the middle class. Lindsey Graham is destroying the middle class. Harris is destroying the middle class, but they're claiming to be enemies, political enemies. And then I saw something down here where it was talking about Alito and Ruth Bader Ginsburg being friends. You would not be friends with somebody who wanted to destroy babies in the womb. You just wouldn't. I don't care about decorum. It doesn't matter. This is all ridiculous, man. This right here shows you that it is all a dog and pony show. Juvenile said, "Give them bread and circuses, and they shall never revolt." That's what Harrison, Lindsey Graham are doing right here, just giving you more bread and circuses. They're best buds. Don't think for a second that they're not. Check this out. The Spectator Index dropped a tweet today that's got quite a few likes on it right now. Says Convid VAXX efficiency rate, Moderna 94.5%, Pfizer over 90%. Guess what your immune system is, according to the Cat Dog Cat Corporation? 99.997%. Why would you take something that's less effective at convids than your own immune system? Why? It's crazy. Guys, I'm telling you, this Cat Dog Cat and the Whiskey Hotel Oscar organization already let the cat out of the bag and said that the case fatality rate is 0.034%. That's a 99.997% case fatality rate. I choose immune system. I don't know about you guys. I did a video. You'll want to take a look at the video where I think it's Josh Hawley rips Mark Zuckerberg a new one. And right here, listen to what Mark Zuckerberg admits here. Listen to this admission. And a lot of people on mainstream media won't even look at this as an admission, but that's exactly what it is.
We worked with local election officials to remove false claims about polling conditions that might lead to voter suppression.
What does that mean? What does that equal? That equals voter suppression. They basically engaged in voter suppression. They engaged in fraud. Anytime you're going to censor anything or an opinion or a free flow of thought, you're engaged in fraud. Censorship is fraud, guys. Listen to the rest of this.
We partnered with Reuters and the National Election Pool.
In other words, we partnered with corporate media. We know that corporate media has a bias. That is fraud. He's admitting he engaged in fraud. And we're not even, 11 seconds into a 51-second video?
To provide reliable information about results. We attached voting information to posts by candidates on both sides and additional contexts to posts trying to delegitimize the outcome. We locked down new political ads the week before the election to prevent misleading claims from...
We locked down political ads? What that is being involved in the election process, intricately involved in the election process. This is steering the minds of the masses to think a certain way. This isn't engaging in this. It's engaging in voter fraud. It's at least lending itself to, a culture that facilitates voter fraud.
When they couldn't be rebutted. We strengthened our enforcement against militias and conspiracy networks like QAnon to prevent them from using our platforms to organize violence or civil unrest.
In other words, somebody who had a different opinion than we did, a different political perspective than we do, we just eliminate them. We eliminate people who speak other than, if they're a dissenting voice, we just get rid of them altogether. And we hook up with Reuters, which is basically mainstream corporate media, and we hook up with election officials.
Altogether, I believe this was the largest election integrity effort by any private company in recent times.
How is it integrity when you involve yourself in eradicating a big portion of the voices that are going out across your platform? Amazing.
This is what people expect of us. And I'm glad that from what we've seen so far...
Yeah, thanks for speaking for all people. This is what all people expect of us. He didn't say all, but that was the implication.
Our systems performed well. We worked with local election officials to remove false claims about polling conditions that might lead to voter suppression. We partnered with Reuters and the National Election Pool.
It's playing over. Sorry. Oh, man, I'm not going to have time for that. This was interesting. Keep in mind, I take all this stuff with a grain of salt. This guy right here is a Goldman Sachs lifer, guys. That's who this guy is. Ted Cruz is a Goldman Sachs talking head. But I can't deny that what he said, some of the points that he talked about right here when dealing with Jack Dorsey were right on target.
Let me shift to a different topic. Mr. Dorsey, does voter fraud exist?
Good question.
I don't know for certain.
BS. You're a billionaire. You know that voter fraud exists.
If you just know that we live in an imperfect world and it has imperfect systems, you have to know that there's some fraud somewhere. To what level? He's not asking you. He's just asking you, does it exist? You know that it does. You're extremely dishonest if you say you don't know. I don't think he's an uneducated individual, and I don't think he's an uninformed individual. Can you imagine if you commanded $9 to $50 billion, whatever his net worth is? There's a lot of stuff you know, and there's a lot of stuff you have access to, and you know if there's voter fraud or not.
Are you an expert in voter fraud?
No, I'm not.
Well, why then is Twitter right now putting purported warnings on virtually any statement about voter fraud?
We're simply linking to a broader conversation so that people have more information.
No, you're not.
That is not what they're doing.
Page that says, quote, voter fraud of any kind is exceedingly rare in the United States. That's not linking to a broader conversation. That's taking a disputed policy position. And you're a publisher when you're doing that. You're entitled to take a policy position, but you don't get to pretend you're not a publisher and get a special benefit under Section 230 as a result.
I am not a Ted Cruz fan. I don't understand how these psychological operations. Ted Cruz is your avowed enemy. He's an enemy of the Constitution that he swore to uphold, protect, and defend. But I can't deny the fact that he made a solid point right there.
That link is pointing to a broader conversation with tweets from publishers and people all around the country.
Mr. Dorsey, would the following statement violate Twitter's policies? Quote, absentee ballots remain the largest source of potential voter fraud.
I imagine that we would label it so that people can have more context.
How about this quote? Quote, third-party organizations, candidates, and political activists. Voter fraud is particularly possible where, quote, third-party organizations, candidates, and political party activists are involved in, quote, handling absentee ballots. Would you flag that as potentially misleading?
I don't know the specifics of how we might enforce that, but I imagine a lot of these would have a label pointing people to a bigger conversation.
Well, you're right. You would label them because you've taken the political position right now that voter fraud doesn't exist. I would note both of those quotes come from the Carter-Baker Commission on Federal Election Reform. That is Democratic President Jimmy Carter and former Secretary of State James Baker. And Twitter's position is essentially voter fraud does not exist. Are you aware that just 2 weeks ago in the state of Texas, a woman was charged with 134 counts of election fraud? Are you aware of that?
Holy shit.
I'm not aware of that.
If I tweeted that statement with a link to the indictment, would you put a warning on it that says, well, the Democratic Party position right now is voter fraud doesn't exist?
I don't think it's useful to get into hypotheticals, but I don't believe so.
You don't believe so? Well, we're going to test that because I'm going to tweet that and we'll see what you put on it.
I wonder if he did. Let's see if we go to Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz. Let's make sure we got the right Ted Cruz here. 4.1 million followers. I'm sure it is. Let's see. One hour ago. Shows total lack of impartiality. I wonder if he did. Man, if he didn't, he definitely needs to. I don't see it. I don't see that statement. He definitely needs to put that. That'd be interesting. I thought Ted Cruz did a masterful job right there, a great chess move, and he totally boxed Jack Dorsey in, and well, he should have, but I still don't trust Ted Cruz. On July 16, 2020 podcast, This Week in Virology, Tony Fauci makes a point of saying the PCR COVID test is useless and misleading when the test is run by 35. Oh, yeah, I did a video on this. Yeah, he's actually, let me see. Let's just go ahead and play the video if they have it linked to this. This is interesting. At 4:20, let's listen to this real quick. Let me go ahead and read the text, then we can have a little focus on when he starts talking. Here in Techno Speak is an excerpt of Fauci's key quote: if you get a cycle threshold of 35 or more, the chances of it being replication confident are minuscule. You almost never can culture virus from a 37 threshold cycle. And I think the typical cycle is like 40 to 45 cycles. If that's true, then it's all
It's all a shell game. It's all a fraud.
Right. Again, a good question. And what is now sort of evolving into a bit of a standard that if you get a cycle threshold of 35 or more, that the chances of it being replication competent are minuscule. So that if somebody, and you know,
in other words, you can't trust it.
we have patients, and it's very frustrating for the patients as well as for the physicians. Somebody comes in and they repeat their PCR and it's like 37 cycle threshold. But you almost never can culture virus from a 37 threshold cycle.
What?
I think if somebody,
Guys, that's as big as what he said right here about asymptomatic carriers. This is as big and goes hand in hand, basically.
he does come in with 37, 38, even 36, you got to say, it's just dead nucleotides, period.
Yeah, because wait a minute. That means the majority of what we see in the far right border of CNN and ABC and CBS is dead nucleotides, not real figures that should be taken seriously by anybody with a brain. This is so important. This is so important, man. People just don't understand. Those who desire to be ignorant and free desire what never was and what never shall be. Check this out. Each cycle of the test is a quantum leap in amplification and magnification of the test specimen taken from the patient. So basically, in RT-PCR, basically, according to Carrie Mullis, you get to a certain threshold where it's like, okay, that's the perfect point. If you go too far, the effectiveness and the confidence that you can have in this diminishes. If you don't do it enough, there's not enough to be able to tell. There's this point at which, oh yeah, that right there, that's what we need. That's our sweet spot right there. Too many cycles and the test will turn up all sorts of irrelevant material that will be wrongly interpreted as relevant. That's called a false positive. What Fauci failed to say in the video is the FDA, which authorized the test for public use, recommends the test should be run up to 40 cycles, not 35. God, man, every time just let them talk. Just let them keep on talking because eventually they'll hang themselves. And they've hung themselves so many times. And that CNN and MSLSD and all these fake news outlets don't deal with it and pinpoint it and question it is completely dishonest and disingenuous. Therefore, all labs in the U.S. that follow the FDA guidelines are knowingly or unknowingly participating in fraud on a monstrous level that's ruining businesses, decimating households, wiping out the middle class, ruining the economy, ushering in the Great Reset, giving more of a foothold to the Federal Reserve and the IRS and the IMF. Millions of Americans are being told they are infected with the virus on the basis of a false positive result. The total number of COVID cases in America, which is based on the test, is gross falsity. The lockdowns and other restraining measures are based on these fraudulent case numbers. Yeah, totally agree. There's not even any reason to continue with the rest of this. If you enjoy this content and you want to be notified every time I upload a video, just hit the subscribe button and that bell notification icon. And if you want to support this channel, one of the best ways you can do that is by liking and sharing this video with everybody you know everywhere you can on social media. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my private free email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. And I have another website called highimpacttv.com where I'll be uploading censor-free, undiluted, unvarnished truth videos that are not messed with and tampered with by third-party tyrants and censorship lovers. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video. Guys, we already know that they want to decimate the dollar, destroy the economy, bring us into a cashless society, and eventually make it difficult for us to even get food. That's why I constantly promote My Patriot Supply. Every chance I get, I turn my fiat currency notes into long-term storable food. This stuff is awesome. It's got a 25-year shelf life. And one thing we're all going to need is storable food. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. With my link in the description, you get $100 off of every order instantly. It'd be a good idea to order it while you can, because I'm not sure how much longer they're going to be able to ship this out. My link for your $100 off discount is in the description below.
But if the press were actually doing its job, you'd be hearing a lot about the Bloomberg New Economy Forum, which has been going on all week, attended by modern-day global leaders and wealthy elites who supported Joe Biden. And they're so confident in their agenda, so buoyed by what they see as the defeat of the America First movement, that they aren't even trying to hide their disdain any longer for American sovereignty.
Were you surprised by how badly America has done on that? Very quickly.
Oh, it's mind-blowing.
When the Paris Agreement came into force, the United States withdrew from it and left us and all the other countries around the world disappointed.
The marketplace is encouraged by having a leader now that is more inclusive.
Inclusive. Of course, if they have their way, you're going to have no say in the future of the global economy, no way to affect it, no ability to change it. It's up to American patriots to oppose what they're trying to do at almost every turn. And that means supporting Senators Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue in Georgia in that runoff on January 5th. And it means keeping pressure on Republican elected officials across the board. But let's face it, before Trump, a lot of them were wrong on both trade and immigration. Got to keep an eye on them. And over the next 4 years, these Republicans are going to come under enormous media and financial pressure to appease the global elites. And make no mistake about it, the globalists are determined to ram through their agenda. And given Biden's age and mental acuity or lack thereof, they probably feel like they have a very narrow window, very short window to achieve their grand designs. If Biden gets into office, get ready for the fight of your life over the next years. At every turn, they will try to subvert your rights and take your prosperity. To start, they're going to crater your personal finances with insane climate policies.
We need a whole economy transition, backing those who are part of the solution and taking capital away from those who are part of the problem.
The cap and trade mechanism or some kind of carbon tax.
An active carbon market with a carbon price that would continue to step up in level every year.
Guaranteed tax increases on energy would devastate the middle class, but they know that. The elites know that. That's their entire point, remember? Now, we made an appeal to AOC to work with us to stop some of these types of crushing globalist deals, but Bloomberg and his pals are really smart. They know exactly the kind of rhetoric that's needed to win people like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez over.
Climate change is going to kill us all. If we're waiting for things to be delivered in 2050, we're not going to be around to see them.
Well, we don't have a lot of time. It's somewhere between 10 and 20 years. We need to invest now.
We don't have 10 or 12 years to build new power stations. We need them in 18 months.
On trade, which we highlighted earlier this week, Bloomberg and his globalist cronies made clear in a special report what their overriding goal is: sticking together by guarding against the risk of the U.S. and China decoupling. Oh, they don't want that. Bloomberg and lots of other American plutocrats have billions tied up in China. So decoupling from the communist regime would be a disaster for them personally, even though it would be a huge boon to American industries and American workers. Now, on COVID, billionaires like Bill Gates could barely hide their excitement for what a Biden presidency might bring.
When people come into the country, do they have a digital certificate that says whether they've been vaccinated or not? As the U.S. rejoins the WHO, this idea of what does the vaccine certificate look like, hopefully that dialogue will begin.
Show me your papers. Now, don't for a second think that you're going to have a seat at that table for this dialogue. You're just supposed to sit down and do what you're told, remember? Well, that's what Dr. Fauci told us anyway. Coincidentally, the Chinese CDC's chief epidemiologist had basically the same message yesterday.
In the Eastern culture, we have a community value is higher than the individual value. In the United States and European countries, the personal right is the top priority. The most important, everybody takes the order and follow the instruction.
Everyone take the order and follow the instruction, or else do what you're told. Mask up, open your wallet, distance, get the vaccine certificate, give up your freedom, your autonomy, and do not under any circumstances ask any real questions. Doesn't that sound like a fun world to live in? Well, this is the type of mentality that will guide the Biden administration's COVID response. And of course, good old Joel will bend over backwards to appease the World Health Organization, a prospect that has emboldened World Health Organization head doctor Tedros.
The fastest way out of this pandemic is for us to work together in solidarity across sectors and across borders. Vaccine nationalism will prolong the pandemic. The pandemic has taken so much from us, but it has also given us something, the opportunity to think afresh about the world we want. We can build the healthier, safer, and fairer world we all want and build back better.
There it is. Do you think it's any coincidence that Tedros is borrowing Biden's campaign slogan, or who's borrowing from whom these days? It's a signal that they're all on the same team. They all have the same end goals. Individualism and individual rights will be subverted, sublimated to the global rights, the communal rights. And it's a sign that Joe Biden won't put America first. He's not out to make America better, and he won't make that his first priority. He's got to do the bidding of Bloomberg, Wall Street, big business, and the rest of the special interests that bankrolled his campaign.
I don't know how.
Kowtowing to the elites who don't.
But this is, yeah, that video is over. You there, Pat?
Yep. Yeah, that was
right there was Fox. Fox News.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stepped away for a bit because, you know.
Yeah, when did he put that video out?
That video was 14 hours ago. He's got a newer one. You want me to play the newer one?
Yeah. Cause I'm trying to think which one.
Hold on. He's got one.
Only you.
He's got one 4 hours ago. It's 21 minutes long. He did a live stream 8 hours ago that was an hour and a half long. But he did one video after that, and that's this one right here.
Okay.
Stands for us, Rush. Only you and Donald Trump. God forbid, what do we have left? I love my president. I am not a revolutionary, Rush, but I will die for my president. This man has given more to this country than anybody, and he has no need to. None.
This video is brought to you by the censorship-hating crew over at nightsolarlight.com. This brand new ultra-bright wireless floodlight with motion detector makes it super easy to light up all the dark spots in your yard. You can install it anywhere because it's wireless, and you never need to worry about buying batteries because it's powered by the sun with a high-capacity battery storage bank and freaking bright LED lights. Don't spend hundreds of dollars on floodlights. Go to nightsolarlight.com and get 52% off with free shipping. The link is in the description. Does anybody know, not believe, does anybody know anybody who's come down with the convids? Do you? I mean, put a 1 in the room if you have. If you know, not believe, not think, not feel, not, yeah, my cousin told me that they came down with the convids. Do you know for certain anybody in your direct zone of influence has come down with the convids? Anybody? Put a 2 in the room if you haven't. 1 in the room if you do know. I mean, no, not believe. Miss BC says 1. You do know? How do you? And then, so my next question is, how do you know? Spank Gat says 1. Miss BC Chicago artist. How do you know? How can you possibly know? I'm serious. I'm seriously asking. I'm not being facetious or anything. Collins Fortoni says half. ARR says 1. How do you know? All right, I'm just going to hang out in the chat here before we start.
What test was used? Was this a serology test? Was it the RT-PCR test, which is the reverse transcriptase polymerase chain reaction test? I really do want to know. Anybody put a 1 in the room? I want to know how you know that somebody that you directly know had COVID. God, maybe we should open it up for call-ins and only people call in who know somebody. Just waiting for the people who put 1 in the room, how you know. JC said, I just got kicked off and had to search for your channel here on DLive to get back in the screen. Are you serious? How does that happen? You mean you were in and then you got kicked out, JC? How does that happen? Bright Type Bear says, 3 people I know were told they have it, but I don't know for sure if it was true. Miss Beachy said she was admitted on Friday. Okay, what did you say before that? Diagnosed with the CV, but how diagnosed? How? Because the PCR test is 100% faulty. 100%. I'll show that to you in a second. My niece is in the hospital. Yeah, I know, but with what? With what is your niece in the hospital? PCR is not. It's not used. It's not to. If they used PCR, they used it to diagnose your niece or anybody. They used it in the wrong way. They used it in a way that the creator of the PCR test, Kerry Mullis, said you're not supposed to be using it. We've done a couple videos on that. Not to be used for diagnostic purposes. And it's only supposed to be used within a certain tolerance. If it's used beyond that tolerance, it's even more ineffective. Well, let me show you how you can't know, guys. I mean, even by their own standards. I'm going to my virus folder, my convids folder, and I'm going to bring up this CDC again, and I will drop this. I'm going to drop the link so you can read along with me. And I know, please don't get tired of me talking about this, guys. This is something I don't understand. Yeah, I do. Because it's corporately controlled media. It's basically the military arm for the, propaganda arm for the military-industrial complex. This is, I'll go up here. This is page 1 of 59 of the CAT 2019 novel C virus, cerveza bug, real-time RT-PCR diagnostic panel. This is the scope of this entire document right here, put out by CAT Corporation. I just dropped you the FDA.gov. I'm not making any of this stuff up. I'm not going to eisegete. I'm not even going to exegete. I'm just going to read it. I'm not going to draw out of what's in there, and I'm not going to introduce something that's not in there. So let's, as far as interpretation, there's no interpretation required in this. Watch this. Go to page 39. And guys, I don't know what's going on. I seem to see new things on the horizon. I personally know somebody in my family who had symptoms that they've never had before, and I do question it. The symptoms are they completely lost their sense of taste and sense of smell and were not stopped up. You and I both know you can lose your sense of taste and smell when you get stopped up. They could breathe freely. This person could not taste anything or smell anything for, I think, 2.5 to 3 weeks. And just now is getting back the taste of, the sense of taste and smell. That to me is curious. That's never happened to me before. So I think something new is, sliding into it says Kerry Mullis quote. You can, I don't remember this quote, but sliding into it, I'll just take your word for it right here. Kerry Mullis quote, you can find almost anything in anyone. Chaos in the ER, you said same. You've experienced that same thing about the loss of taste and smell. That's a curious thing to me. This person that I'm telling you, I personally know. I don't know of a person. It's not that I know of a person who knows of a person who knows of a person. This person is very close to me. I trust this person. They don't make things up, and they did have a loss of taste and smell. Has anybody else lost that? Let's see, somebody else's. Autonomy says loss of taste and smell is odd for sure. Yeah, that's something new that in the course of my life, I don't know anybody, have never known anybody in my remembrance that's lost those two senses for no reason. That's curious. And that makes, as soon as I heard this person say this, the first thing that popped into my mind was Cinco-Hay, which is military grade weapons technology. What is going on here? Yeah, look at Aha Moments just said, I believe it's microwave poisoning equals Cinco-Hay. I'm not going to say that word because you know what happens on social media platforms when you do. Here's why I say all those who put a 1 in the room, saying that you know, not believe. I'm not talking. This isn't belief. You know for certain somebody had convids. Here's why I'm saying that you don't know, because even on page 39 of this cat document, it says, since no quantified V-word isolates of the cerveza bug, this is what we're talking about. We are talking about cerveza bug, this thing that supposedly came out of that certain place in China that begins with a W, are currently available. Let me read it again. No quantified, can't count them, cannot count them, V isolates of cerveza bug are currently available. They're not around. You can't knock on our door, the Cat Dog Cat Corporation, the Whiskey Hotel Oscar, and say, hey, can we see those? Sorry, not currently available. You don't have them. They're saying they don't have them. And then it says assays or diagnostic tests designed for detection, which is what they say that PCR tests are, of this, designed for detection of this particular cerveza bug, RNA, were tested what? How were those diagnostic tests that were designed for detection of this cerveza bug, how were they tested? Well, they weren't tested with the V isolates, but they were tested with characterized stocks of in vitro transcribed full-length RNA, not the V isolates themselves, because remember, those aren't available. That's how you can know that you don't know what the heck you got. And how convenient is that for big pharma and the biotechs and the government to not know and to continue telling you that you need to be fearful of something they can't really prove exists? Now, let me say this real quick. And I sent out this tweet last night because I was thinking about this. I went to bed like, man, I don't know what it is with me and Trish. We don't get to bed until like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. And then we wake up early. So here's what I'm not saying. I am not saying, and the reason I'm not saying this is because I can't say it. I'm not saying that the convids 1984 doesn't exist. But to me, that's moot. That's irrelevant. Because the way they paint convid 1984 is, number one, they didn't have the V isolates. Number two, it's not available. Number three, the test that they used to actually detect it, they used with characterized stocks and not the V itself. That's number three. And number four, even they will admit that it's not even close to being as deadly as SARS or MERS or H1N1 or bird flu or swine flu. And we made it just fine back then. Well, you're alive now, aren't you? Nothing adverse happened to you or your family. You had Thanksgiving all the past years. You had Christmas all the past years, while H1N1 and bird flu and swine flu and SARS and MERS. And for God's sake, tuberculosis is still it's still with us. It hasn't been eradicated from the earth. 10 million people came down with tuberculosis last year. You know how many people died of it? 1.5 million. That's a 15% case fatality rate. The case fatality rate they're saying of the convids is 0.034%. 15% is light years beyond 0.034%. It's crazy. They're literally telling you there's nothing to be afraid of while they're telling you to be absolutely scared to death of this. I know what people do have, because I can prove it. It's demonstrable. They have fear. The biggest virus in this world is fear. You want to trash your immune system? You want to wreck it? You want to ruin it? You want to compromise your immune system? Then just live in a constant state of fear. One of the things me and Trish and I do, every night or every other night, is that we'll watch mainstream media news because I want to listen to what the people are listening to. Why are the people in my community so freaking fearful? Why are they wearing masks? Why are they freaking out when you get within 6 feet of them? I mean, 6 feet is this magic number. Guys, we've never heard of social distancing before. And there have been way deadlier diseases on the horizon than this. Way deadlier. It's almost laughable what they're saying. We're gonna go over some stuff tonight that is just like, what the it's almost like they're making up the most ridiculous, non-deadly, non-threatening, whatever you want to call it, to scare the people with absolutely nothing. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. So let me just read this again. This is why whoever put, and I'm not downing you guys for putting the one in the room, because I'm telling you, to some extent, to some level, each and every one of you, including myself, is brainwashed with something. Propaganda has worked on us mentally on some level. You have to admit that. We can be hoodwinked like that. And the moment you say you can't, well, you're already hoodwinked. You've already deceived yourself. The moment you think that you can't be deceived, it's too late for you. You're already deceived. Let me just read this again. And this, I don't even, I understand at least as much as I think I understand psychological operations. And if you guys are new to the term psychological operations, it is truly something that, let me just show you. I have to continue. Just go into Google or whatever. Just type in psychological operations and watch one of the first things that comes up. One of the first things that will come up is goarmy.com. Goarmy.com. Please don't get sick of me saying this, because this is something people do not understand, that psychological operations are in play 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I mean 24, I literally mean 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is from goarmy.com. goarmy.com/careers. Here, I'll drop the link in the chat room so you can see it for yourself. I'm not making this up. This isn't some conspiracy theorist website. This is literally from the military industrial complex, and why they put this stuff out there is probably a psychological operation within a psychological operation that I'll never understand. Psychological operations born from the counter propaganda and resistance efforts of World War I, modern day psychological operations soldiers. Did you even know there was such a thing as psychological operations soldiers? I bet most people don't. I bet if you ask Americans, the average American, hey, have you ever heard the term psychological operation? If 50% said yes, the other 50% that said yes will probably not be able to accurately identify it and define it. Psychological operations soldiers use the power of influence to shape the global security environment. How about, let's just say what it is, to shape the global narrative. The power of influence, the power of suggestion. Did you ever think for a second, how can Doritos or Frito-Lay or Nike or some underarm deodorant company, how can they shell out $5.5 million for a 30-second spot at the Super Bowl? Because they want to be able to influence the shape, not of the global security environment, but they want to be able to influence the shape and trajectory of your mind. They want you to think about their product. They want you to plant the seed of possibility that you might be better off if you buy our shoes, if you eat our chips, if you use our underarm deodorant. It sounds ludicrous, but have you ever thought how many things of underarm deodorant do you have to sell to equal $5.5 million? How many cans of Coke do you have to sell to recoup your initial advertising investment? Advertising is a psychological operation. That's why people spend so much on billboards and TV ads and radio spots. We just want to plant a seed. That's what psychological operations soldiers do. We just want to plant a seed, and it's all about controlling you. It's all about weaseling their way into the control panel of your mind and being able to operate you and push your buttons and pull your levers and throw in the switch so that you can do exactly what they're saying. So that the next time you go out to the supermarket, you're wondering why you're the only one who doesn't have a ritualistic shame muzzle on his face or her face. You're the only one. Out of the 250 people shopping at the same time as you, they're looking at you as the odd man out because they have been programmed to look at you as public enemy number one. You are the one in the whole store who's jeopardizing public health. You are the one that is putting their family at risk, and that's what a psychological operation is, and that's what psychological operators do. And they do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week through that thing we call the TV. I call it the idiot box. So I subject myself to these psychological operations so that I can see, here's why people are doing this, because they show these crazy graphs. What was that? Shoot, what's the graph? Let's see, I think I have it. I think Anderson Cooper, I think it's on this right here. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. They put these nice, colorful looking little graphs. They embed this in the psyche of Americans and people around the world. Look at this. Here was the worst part, they say, of the pandemic. They say that this right here, here's where Gabriel says, March 11th, where Gabriel said, oh, we have a global pandemic. It's 3.4% case fatality rate. And then they modified that to 2% and then 1%. And Anthony Fauci said, well, it's really like 0.1%. And now we find out it's really like 0.034% case fatality rate, which is ridiculously low, man. You have a better chance of making it out of COVID 1984 alive than you do going to the corner grocery store and making it back alive. So here's this level right here, and then this level is when they initiated all the shutdowns, and then this lower part of the graph is where they took credit for the shutdowns actually working, and now we got this huge spike, and now we're talking about not just countrywide, not statewide, not countrywide, but global shutdowns. They're literally talking about just destroying, decimating everybody else who's left. Oh, we don't have enough businesses that have closed down. We don't have enough people that are broke. We don't have enough children that are starving because the parents can't afford to put food on the table. We don't have enough people going into foreclosure and they can't pay rent, or they can't pay their mortgage, or they can't pay their car payments, and they sure can't go get food because now we got this right here. I'll go over this. Look at this. Largest distribution ever. You got thousands upon thousands of cars lined up at the Texas Food Bank, and it's not just in Texas. What was it Trump said at his State of the Union address? America will never be a socialist country. Okay, get it through your thick skulls. Guess what? We're more of a socialist country now than we ever were under banker Obama. And people get pissed off at you. Oh, you're a never Trumper. Guys, let's just face it. You're staring in the face of socialism. When you can't afford to put food on the table and you're waiting, look at it's miles long, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. And guys, it's city after city. It's not just Texas. It's city after city where these people cannot afford their next. They don't have any food, no food on the shelves at all. When you get yourself into this shape right here, the bankers, the corporate oligarchs, they got you exactly where they want you. You're so easy. You're so easy to just blow over. So that's what a psychological operation is. And achieve United States national security goals. When they talk about national security, it's basically talking about taking away more of your liberties and freedoms. And that's why Benjamin Franklin said, those who would give up a little essential liberty to accept a little politically promised security deserve neither liberty nor security. As the Department of Defense's primary influence capability, members of the Psychological Operations Regiment, support commanders, U.S. ambassadors, allies, and other government agencies. PSYOP soldiers typically operate in small autonomous teams or with other special operations forces to develop relationships with the country's civilian population. And they also infiltrate like they did in the early 70s. The CIA infiltrated mainstream media. That's why I call it CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird controlled fake stream media, because that's what it is. They're pumping out 24-hour a day, 7-day a week BS propaganda. If you enjoy this content and you want to be notified every time I upload a video, just hit the subscribe button and that bell notification icon. And if you want to support this channel, one of the best ways you can do that is by liking and sharing this video with everybody you know everywhere you can on social media. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my private free email list through my website, highimpactflix.com, and I have another website called highimpacttv.com where I'll be uploading censor-free, undiluted, unvarnished truth videos that are not messed with and tampered with by third-party tyrants and censorship lovers. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video. Guys, we already know that they want to decimate the dollar, destroy the economy, bring us into a cashless society, and eventually make it difficult for us to even get food. That's why I constantly promote My Patriot Supply. Every chance I get, I turn my fiat currency notes into long-term storable food. This stuff is awesome. It's got a 25-year shelf life. And one thing we're all going to need is storable food. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. With my link in the description, you get $100 off of every order instantly. It'd be a good idea to order it while you can, because I'm not sure how much longer they're going to be able to ship this out. My link for your $100 off discount is in the description below.
That's it. That's it. That's his latest video. You there, Pat?
Yeah. Yeah, so
Did you fall asleep?
yeah.
Oh shit! He fell asleep, huh?
Yeah, you could play all that shit all night long. I'll sleep. Yeah.
You end it then, dude? You want to just
Yeah, tonight 2 hours is pretty good for the first night back. We don't want to run no 24-hour stream again, you know.
Oh well, maybe we will. Who knows?
Oh yeah, but not tonight. That ain't
But
it.
you don't get to sleep this time. There's no disappearing for 9 hours.
Now it's 9 hours. That's funny. All right, yeah. So hey Boynich, welcome.
What's up, Voynich? We're just ending it.
Yeah, so like tomorrow night, I'm gonna come back on tomorrow night, and it looks like I probably should have the notepad tomorrow, so we can do some sharing of the videos tomorrow if you want.
Right. Yeah. Well, and we'll figure that out. Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, I think we did it before, Pat, and you shared the screen with me.
Right.
And then I clicked on everything, and damn, we did it.
Yeah. I didn't see any of the buttons that I usually have, and that's probably because I'm on my phone.
Oh, right. Yeah,
All right, so Rick, do you have any last words?
No, just thank you for everybody, all your prayers and your blessings. Peace and love to everybody. Keep your prayers up. Everything will fall in the line. Put God first in everything you do. That's it. Peace and love, everybody. I'm out.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us, Rick, or joining me. I appreciate it. And chat, I will see you guys all tomorrow night. And thanks a lot for everybody coming in. Love you guys, and don't forget,